Welcome to She Coaches Coaches. I'm your host, Candy Motzek, and I'm going to help you find the clarity, confidence, and courage to become the coach that you are meant to be. If you're a new coach, or if you've always wanted to be a life coach, then this is the place for you. We're going to talk all about mindset and strategies and how to, because step by step only works when you have the clarity, courage, and confidence to take action. Let's get started. Hello, I am so glad you're here. Welcome to this episode. Now, before we dive into today's episode, I wanted to reach out and ask you for your input. I've been releasing episodes every single week for more than 3 years. I can hardly believe it. And when I first started out, I had no idea that this podcast would be so popular. I had no idea that wonderful people like you would listen in every week. And for this, I want to thank you. I want to thank you just from the bottom of my heart. It's only because of you that I am still here writing, recording, sharing, and supporting. So yes, thank you. You've been tuning in and listening. And now I want to hear from you too. Do you have a suggestion or a question that you would love to learn more about? I'm looking to write and record some new episodes, and I want your help. So what do you want? What do you want to learn? Is there a question or a challenge that you're up against? Send me a DM at Candy Motzek on Instagram and share with me, and I'll have a look through all your suggestions. Again, send me a DM at Candy Motzek on Instagram. I want you to know that I read every single message myself. So when you send me a note, it's me reading it. And usually I reply too. And I just might choose to do an episode answering your question. Now, if I use your suggestion or choose your question, I'm going to give you credit too. I'm going to give you a shout out on the episode. So you'll hear me calling your name. So let's dive into today's episode. We're a couple of weeks into the new year, right the middle of January when this goes live. Now, I want to ask you, did you spend time setting your intentions for the year? Did you choose goals? Did you dream? Did you dream big? Or were you realistic? Did you hold back? Did you put a lid on it? I've seen a range of how people set goals and how they choose what they want to achieve. And what I've noticed is that so often we keep it real. We make our goal just this incremental increase, something sensible, not too difficult, something totally doable. A stretch, but not too big of a stretch, a little tiny stretch. We keep it real. And in doing so, we play small. I see this so often, that we put a lid on our dreams and we don't even allow ourselves to dream big. And in doing this, we often disappoint ourselves in advance. And sometimes it's because we've been disappointed in the past. So avoiding feeling that bummed out feeling, we kind of keep it small. We pare it down. It sort of depends on your relationship with goals. So at the beginning, I said to you, did you set intentions for this year? Did you set big goals? Did you set some dreams? Now, listen, I know some of you love goal setting with a capital L. You love the challenge. You love breaking them down into milestones. And then you love going through and hitting those milestones to make it happen. You love checking off your progress and seeing it coming true. And if that's you, I am cheering you on. So dream big, play big. And then there are those of you who are kind of 50-50 on goal setting. Maybe you set goals in the past and didn't quite reach them, so you felt kind of disappointed. Maybe you set goals at the start of the year or the start of the quarter, and then you forgot about them and got distracted. Or you might be somebody who set them and then you just found out that the stress of trying to reach them was more than the joy of the outcome you wanted to create. Well, if you're one of those listeners, one of them who shies away from setting goals just because you find that whole thing not very satisfying, or you may find it mildly or majorly disappointing instead of invigorating, I have a little something for you. It's a little tip, it's a little perspective shift, but it might just be the thing to help you move forward because I want to encourage you. I want you to dream big. I want you to play big because I know you are meant for more. And I want to do what I can to help you live up to your potential. Now, if you're driving or you're not able to take part in it for right now, that's okay. Save this episode and come back later. I'm going to ask you a couple of questions and I'm going to recommend that you journal. So let me tell you, this shift might change everything for you. So let me ask, what is a stretch goal that would change everything? If you're a coach, maybe it's signing 10 new dream clients, or maybe it's making 50,000 or 100,000 or 500,000 in your business this year. What is it for you? Pause this audio. Give yourself a moment to think about it. What's the one thing for you? My guess is you probably know it. It's not too far beneath the surface of your consciousness. It's a dream that has been waiting for you. Yeah, that's the one. Choose one thing, that one thing that would make all the difference for you, something that would change everything, something that would transform your life and transform your business. It takes courage to claim this dream. I know. Have the courage to write this dream down in your journal. Yeah. Pause me right now. Write that dream in your journal. Write it on a clean sheet of paper. And then look at what you wrote. How does it feel to write this down? Once you've written it down, if you haven't written it down, like I said, pause me, go write that dream in your journal, as long as it's safe for you to do so. And then look at it and see how you feel. So, how do you feel? I'm going to assume that you've done that. I'm going to assume you've written it down and you've looked at that dream. And now there you are. You're looking at it. So, do you feel good? Do you feel bad? Do you feel hopeful? Do you feel kind of cringy? What is it for you? Now, like I said, if you're driving, put this episode on pause or save it so you can come back and do this when it's safe for you to do so. Now, you've got this dream sitting on a piece of paper. And here's what I'm not asking you to do. I do not want you to go about making this a SMART goal. I don't want you to go and chop it into little bits and pieces and create that detailed action plan. I don't want you to ask yourself if it's specific, if it's measurable, if it's action oriented, if it's results or time bound. No SMART goal for you right now. That's not what this is about. I want you just for now to let that idea come into your mind and sit there for a little bit. Allow yourself to dream it. Allow yourself to want it, to feel the desire to reach that. Whether it's realistic or not, that doesn't matter. And in fact, it's even better if it's impossible for you right now. Here's what I would love. I would love this to be an impossible dream for you. I know it's impossible. Look at that dream. Is your brain saying, oh gosh, there's no way? Maybe you hear your mind saying, that's way too hard. It's going to take way too much effort. It's going to take way too long. Ugh, I tried that before and it's just not meant to be for me. That might be your brain telling you all the reasons to not even look at that dream, not even allow yourself to pull it out and write it on that paper. Maybe you've tried to reach a goal kind of like this in the past, and you just found that it was a struggle and it was disappointing. But just for now, I want to encourage you to suspend your disbelief and just allow yourself to want it. Now, I want you to consider this small shift. You've got your goal written on that page. That dream there would change everything. And now underneath, I want you to write this. It's impossible unless ... It's impossible unless ... Unless what? So, for example, if your dream, your desire is to create 10 new clients this month, it's impossible, right? I know it's impossible. You know it's impossible. We're not disagreeing, but I want you to write it in your journal anyway. It's impossible for me to sign 10 new clients this month unless ... Unless what? What would need to happen? What would you need to do? What little bit of magic would have to occur? What miracle would have to transform? Who would you need to be? Yes, it's impossible unless. And now I want you to pause me again, and I want you to write and write and write all the things that would magically have to happen, all the miracles that might come out of nowhere, all the things you could do, all the random ideas, all the fun and inspired collaborations, all the people you've lost track of that you could reconnect with, all of it. It's impossible unless. Now, pause me, go and fill that page. Write and write and write. And then when you're ready, come back. And that's it. This is exactly what I wanted to share with you. Do you feel what you feel like now? You allowed yourself to dream, even if it's just a little. You allowed yourself to imagine. You stepped into this place of possibility. This is one of the absolute best ways for you to go after your dreams. So instead of just telling yourself you can't, you allowed yourself to feel the possibility. You lightened up a little instead of grinding your dream down. You didn't put a lid on your goal. You didn't put a lid on your potential. What have you been telling yourself is impossible? So try that. Try it to allow yourself to feel a little bit of inspiration, some curiosity, a little bit of a creative thought. Use this little shift in your goal setting. It's impossible unless. Use this little perspective shift in your problem solving. It's completely impossible unless. Or, for more fun, use it as a powerful question with your clients. Yes, it's impossible unless. So that's it. That's what I've got for you this week. These few words might make all the difference. You know, you are one thought away from having a completely new perspective. And I would highly encourage you to use this over and over and over. You're going to find that you've got so much potential. And I know that you have got things that you are meant to be doing, creating, enjoying in this world. Maybe this perspective shift is all you need. So thanks for joining me this week, and I'll be back to talk to you again next week. Thanks again for listening today. Please hop on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a review. Also, I would love to hear from you. Did something that I say resonate? What else would you like to learn about? Click the link in the player and leave a comment on the post. This is going to give me great ideas for future episodes so I can help you best. Join me again next week for more coaching, support, and teaching to help you become the confident coach you are meant to be.